Okay, so I heard that you all did the same income tax problem, but with for loops, correct? And if statements, is that correct? That was the homework that was given. Did everybody address that? Let me see what Chitra told me. So basically, she said tax calculation program should be done using arrays and for loop, right? So who completed that? Arrays and for loop. No one did it? Okay, Krishna, what did you do? Like, how far did you do?
மேம் அன்னைக்கு வந்து அது ஐ மீன் இன்னைக்கு நைட்டு தான் மேம் வந்து ஃபார் லூப் யூஸ் பண்ணி பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்ட்டு சொன்னாங்க மேம். அதனால எலக்ட்ரிசிட்டி
Okay.
பில்லுக்கு மட்டும் தான் மேம் நாங்கள் வந்து ஃபார் லூப் யூஸ் பண்ணி பண்ணோம்.
Okay. Okay. So
இன்கம் டேக்ஸ்
income tax panla. Okay. So did anybody do income tax in for loop? Okay. So Krishna, you did electricity bill in for loop and if statements. Is that correct?
எஸ் மேம்.
Okay. So can you share your screen and let's start looking at it, and then somebody else can do the income tax?
ஓகே மேம். ஒன் செகண்ட் மேம்.
While we are waiting for Krishna to share his screen, did everybody understand how arrays are used? Any questions about arrays? I know I was gone for 2 weeks and you were taught the topic, right? For loops and arrays. Who does not know how to use arrays and how to use for loop? Any questions on that? Okay, no questions. Okay, so then let me ask Suvita, what is a for loop? How would you use it?
ஃபைல் டெலிட்டேட்ஸ் மேம்.
Oh, okay.
சாரி மேம். நான் ஆனால் அன்னைக்கு பண்ணி வச்சிருந்தேன் மேம் ஃபைல்.
Okay, no worries. No worries. Okay, go ahead, Suvita.
மேம் ஃபார் லூப்ல வந்து ரேஞ்ச் கொடுத்தோம்னா, அதாவது ரேஞ்ச் ஆஃப் 6 அப்படின்னு கொடுத்தோம்னா டிஃபால்ட்டா 0ல இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிரும் பைத்தான்ல. ஸோ 0ல இருந்து 5 வரை நம்மளுக்கு வந்து பிரிண்ட் ஆகும் மேம். நம்ம வந்து டிஃபால்ட்டா வேணாம் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சோம்னா இப்போ 1,6 அந்த மாதிரி கூட கொடுத்துக்கலாம். அப்பனா 1ல இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகி 5 வரை வரும் மேம். அந்த மாதிரி வரும் மேம் ஃபார் லூப்ல.
So when will you use for loop, Saiswaran?
மேம் இப்போ ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் வந்து நம்ம இப் கண்டிஷன் யூஸ் பண்ணி நிறைய வாட்டி கால் பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கும். இதுவே நம்ம ஃபார் யூஸ் பண்ணோம்னா, இப்போ ஒரு மல்டிபிளிகேஷன் டேபிள் பிரிண்ட் பண்றோம்னா ஃபார் யூஸ் பண்ணோம்னா அதை கரெக்டா அந்த ரேஞ்சுக்குள்ள கொடுத்துட்டோம்னா 1 to 10ல கொடுத்துட்டு மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணோம்னா கரெக்டா இதாகும். அந்த பர்பஸ்
So if you know the range, then you use for loop, right? And you have to do it multiple times, correct? Okay. Okay. So then, Manikam, tell me about arrays. Can you give me an example of arrays and how you have understood? What is arrays?
Arrays is a collection of data with similar data types.
Okay, similar data elements. Okay. So did you do the income tax problem or electricity? Which one? Income tax. Okay. So in that income tax problem, what can you use using arrays? What can you do using arrays in that problem? You just explained similar elements, correct?
Yes. We can store the slab rates.
The slab limits and the rates in arrays, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So do you, are you able to share your screen and so that we can work on the income tax problem and change it into arrays?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. We can see your screen, Manikam. நீங்க உங்களுடைய இன்கம் டேக்ஸ் கோடை வந்து ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க. And I think I will pick on Lalita. So Lalita, you can see Manikam's code, right? நீங்க income tax, did you do
Yes,
the
ma'am.
income tax problem, Lalita?
Yes, ma'am, but without the for loop and the array, ma'am.
Yeah, that's okay. So that is where I'm going to ask you to start helping Manikam in creating, right? So we were just talking about, he said, hey, arrays is something we can, similar elements, we can make it an array, correct? So
Okay, okay,
here in the loops, you know that you had different slabs, correct? So can you make an array of all the slabs? Give Manikam the syntax so that he can create that.
Sure, ma'am.
So Manikam, whatever Lalita
we
says,
can-
please type.
For slabs, we can write it as income slabs is equal to, we can keep the slabs items in an array.
Okay, so go ahead, create that Manikam.
Slabs equal to in array, we can write the slabs, ma'am. Like we have 3 slabs, right? For 25,
he has,
2,50,000.
how many slabs do you have, Manikam? Can you show me your if statements? How many slabs do you have total? You have 5, right?
So we can like
create 5 slabs.
He started with the 3 lakhs, ma'am. So 3 lakhs.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead, 3 lakhs.
Comma. Next one is 6 lakhs. 9 lakhs. And then 12. 15.
Okay. Okay. So now thanks, Lalita. So now Jay Kumar, can you give me what other arrays we can create for this program?
We create income slabs.
We already created income slabs, right? So what other arrays we can create?
We can create for tax,
Okay.
percentage.
Okay, go ahead
tax
and give
percentage.
what we need to create for Manikam.
Tax percentage equal to 0.05 what are the tax contents? So your question, bro. 0.1, 0.15, 0.2, and 0.3.
So now we have 5 slabs and 5 percentages, correct? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, next I would ask Krishna. Can you give what we have to do now to start off? Instead of using, remember we said these if statements, we want to do it in a for loop, correct? So how would you do the for loop?
எந்ததுக்கு மேம் இந்த
In the programs, right? To calculate income tax, you don't want to
ma'am.
do it in if statements, correct?
எஸ் மேம்
So if you want to do it in for loop, how would you do it? Like think about the logic first. You don't have to give the syntax first, right?
நம்மளோட நம்ம இன்கம் டேக்ஸ் அமௌண்ட்டை வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஃபார் லூப்ல இது பண்ணணும் மேம், சர்ச் பண்ணணும் மேம், ஐ மீன் அந்த லிஸ்ட்ல இருக்கான்னு சொல்லிட்டு செக் பண்ணணும் மேம்.
Exactly. So how would you write the for loop? The for loop will
For
be, see, for loop we already know it is structured and it will only go certain number of times, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what would you loop it as? How would you write the for loop statement first?
For tax in range, I mean for tax in, not range, ma'am. For tax in bracket income slabs, ma'am.
Tax pappingla, what are you going to do loop through? Tell me.
First வந்து நம்மளோட income tax
தான search பண்றீங்க, taxable income,
yes,
right? So shouldn't that be taxable income you're going to search?
Income slabs, ma'am. Income slabs தான்
Okay.
ma'am search
So
பண்றோம்.
give me what you want to write to Manikam and we'll go through that and other people can critique. So give me the for loop statement for Manikam.
Okay, ma'am. For I in bracket range இல்ல income slabs colon ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து நம்மளோட இன்கம் செக் பண்ண போறோம். ஸோ அதனால வந்து taxable income, சாரி salary is equal to salary if salary
If what?
if salary equal to taxable income slab of I ஈக்குவலா இருந்துச்சுன்னா நம் அந்த கீழே பண்ணிக்கிற ஆப்ரேஷன்ஸ் அந்த இதெல்லாம் பண்ணணும்ல மேம்.
Okay, go ahead. Write what you think is correct. Go ahead.
First
It doesn't have to be perfect.
ஓகே மேம். இப்போ இந்த கீழே பண்ணிக்கோங்களேன், calculate taxable income சொல்லிட்டு கொடுத்துக்கிங்களேன், அது அப்படியே அது ஃபுல்லாத்தையும் காப்பி பண்ணி இந்த இஃப்குள்ள போட்டுருங்க. இல்லை அந்த கீழே இருக்கிறது எல்லாமே
கீழே இருக்கிறது
கீழே இருக்கிறது எல்லாமே.
So yeah, the எல்லாமே போட்டேன்னா then why am I even making it for loop? I can just keep it like that, right?
அதுவும் கரெக்ட் தான் மேம்.
Right? So okay, so I want you to think through this process first. Okay, everyone give me your feedback. See, we said instead of checking each slab, each rate hard coded, We want to put the values in an array so that tomorrow, if let's say I tell you, hey, one more slab is added, I can just add it to the array, correct? Isn't that the intention of writing it in for loop? Is everybody following that? The whole point of writing in an array and a for loop is to minimize the changes, correct? If I'm copying the same code that I already have it in for loop, there's no point, right?
Ma'am, instead of writing for I in income slabs, you can write as for I in range of length of income slabs. So that we can pick one by one, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so try to, so Lalita, go ahead and change Manikam. So everybody has to contribute here, participate. You think through, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. We only if we start writing, you will know the problem. So Krishna was telling, and then he himself stopped. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, right? So that is what you have to do. You have to think through what is being asked, right? So here, what we are trying to do is income slabs can be 3, 5, 7, 10, doesn't matter, right? You don't want to repeat the code. So you put it into an array, correct? And similarly, for each slab, you are putting a percentage that corresponds to it into another array, right? So if I point to the first item in income slab, it says it is the 3 lakhs. What is the percentage that is in the first slab? It's 0.05, correct? In the tax percentage. So somehow I need to use the array to get the values instead of having all those hard-coded values in line 26, in line 30, and so on. Do you understand the point, Krishna? So think like that now. So if I don't want to hard code that elif statement, those 3 lakhs and 6 lakhs. So I have put all those values into an array, right? So now think about when you're giving the income tax, if you go from the bottom, will it work, or if you have to go from the top? If let's my salary is 1 lakh, if my salary is 1 lakh, right? So how would I go through the range? So first of all, let's solve this. Let's not solve the entire problem. I want you to write the code right now to just give me the tax percentage. Given the salary, I want the output to be just the percentage. So for example, if I give 3 lakhs, the output should be 0.05. If I give 4 lakh, the percentage should be 0.1. How would you write that? Let's just solve that problem first. Does it make sense?
தனியா லிஸ்ட் எழுதலாம்ல மேம்? தனியா லிஸ்ட் போட்டுட்டு இல்ல மேம், சார்ஜஸ்க்கும் தனியா லிஸ்ட் வச்சிரணும் மேம். இல்லாட்டி ஆமாம், சார்ஜஸ்க்கும் தனியா லிஸ்ட் வச்சுட்டு
Forget about charges for now. Forget about charges for now, right? So if I am writing, your problem statement is, given the salary, you need to give me the percentage. And let's keep it very straightforward. The thing is, if my salary is less than or equal to 3 lakhs, my percentage is 0.05, correct?
Okay.
Correct? If it is between 3 and 6 lakhs, my percentage is 0.1 for that amount above 3,000, correct? 3 lakhs. Is that correct?
Yes,
so if I am writing code to say, if the user will input the salary, and when the salary is received, whatever the value is, you're going to give me the tax percentage. So how would you find it? Manikam, do you know how to write that? That's your problem statement. You can comment out the rest of the code. From line 25, just comment it out for now. Okay. So you already have on the top, enter your salary, right? In your code, Manikam. Correct? Okay. So you are getting the salary, right? For now, comment out deduction also. Line 11 also comment it out. Line 11. Not the salary. Keep the salary. I want to get the salary. Okay. Okay. So user will input the salary, and I want you to search in the array where that number belongs, and I want you to output the corresponding tax percentage. So do you know how to do it? Who knows how to do it? So why don't I do this? So this I will give 15 minutes for everybody to take this work and do it right now. Try to solve it on your own. Okay. Did you all understand the problem? The problem is we have two arrays. Okay. The array is income slabs and the other array is tax percentage. Based on the salary that is input, you need to give me the tax percentage that is applicable. That is, if the value is less than 3 lakhs, the output should be 0.05. If the salary is 5 lakhs, the output should be 0.1. If the salary is 13 lakhs, the output should be 0.3. Did everybody understand the question first? Please put a thumbs up if you understood the question.
அதாவது இப்போ 3 lakhsனா ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு 5%, இல்லாட்டி 6 lakhsனா 10%, அது மட்டும் டிஸ்பிளே பண்ண போதுமா? இல்லை வந்து இப்போ 6 lakhsனா ஆல்ரெடி 3 lakhsக்கு வந்து தேவைன்னு சொல்லுவாங்களா மேம்?
அதெல்லாம் வேண்டாம்ப்பா. I don't want any of that. The simple problem கொடுத்திருக்கேன் நானு. The problem is salary enter பண்றீங்க line 10ல. கரெக்ட்டா?
Yes ma'am.
Salary can be 2.5 lakhs, salary can be 10.5 lakhs, salary can be 13 lakhs. Correct? Yes?
Yes ma'am.
You have to go through the income slabs to find where your salary belongs. And then give me the corresponding tax percentage in a for loop.
Okay.
This is the problem. Any other questions? Don't worry about the previous percentage, the total calculations and all what you had complicated logic. Forget about it. Right now, I want you to understand how to go through a for loop. That's all I'm trying to do. Did that help, Krishna?
Yes ma'am.
Okay. So everybody, I'll give you 15 minutes. Do it on your own. So as I said, given the salary, the output should be the tax percentage. So Manikam, you can also hire, stop sharing and you can also do the work. Okay. If you have any questions, please ask me about the problem statement.
மேம்.
Yes, Savita.
மேம் கொஞ்சம் இது கொஸ்டினை ரிப்பீட் பண்ணுங்க மேம்.
So question வந்து, so Manikam, can you put the two lists in the chat, Manikam? The two lists you have?
Sure.
And the income slab and the tax percentage, ரெண்டு array இருந்தது இல்லையா? Can you please put that in the chat? Those two lines? One second, Suvita. Once he puts it in, I will tell you how to. Okay. So what I'm saying, your starting point is this, Suvita. Okay. So you are then going to ask, get salary as input.
Okay.
Then based on the salary, if the salary is 2 lakhs, if let's say I enter 2 lakhs, the output should be 0.05 because it is less than the 3 lakhs, right? But if the input is 5 lakhs, the output should be 0.1. Purida?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If the salary is 13 lakhs, you get the idea. 13 lakhs, whatever. Yeah. 13 lakhs, the output should be within the 0.3. So you're basically finding out the number that it is less than in the income slabs.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And you are putting the corresponding tax percentage as an output. And you are going to use the for loop. I don't want if statements. That's the whole point of this homework exercise. Okay, so is only Krishna and Manikam completed? Nobody else completed yet? Okay, Jaykumar, you're done. Okay. Who is having issues? Any questions as you are doing this? Hari Prasanna, do you have a question? Are you still working on it?
No question, ma'am. இதோ செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன்.
Okay. Sivakarthika, did you complete?
No, ma'am. செஞ்சுட்டு இருக்கேன், ma'am.
Okay, so how much longer do you need? Like 5 more minutes? Is that enough for everybody? I'll give 5 more minutes, okay? So whoever has completed the stuff, keep going and solve for the income tax problem, right? It's not just printing, correct? It's other things that we need to do. So try to incorporate more into it. Don't just, wait. Okay, I think let's continue, right? So okay, so Lalita, Daniel, Manikam, and Krishna, you guys have said done, right? Others have not completed yet. Is that correct? Hariprasanna is done. Manikam done. Krishna done. Okay, 5. Anybody else? Jay Kumar done. Okay, so Sivakarthika, you still are working on it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and share your screen and then we'll let others help you if you're having trouble. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
And Pushpa, you haven't completed too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
One minute, ma'am.
We can see your screen, Sivakarthika. Okay. So first of all, the for loop, right? So what is going on? So try to run your code. What is happening? So enter it as 2 lakhs.
Ma'am, இது 0.05 வருது மேம். அடுத்து 5 lakh கொடுத்தோம்னா 0.1 வரல மேம். J increment பண்ணனும்.
So why don't you give the salary as 5 lakhs? என்னாச்சு?
மேம் நான் இங்க J = 0 ன்னு கொடுத்திருக்கேன் மேம். அது இன்கிரிமென்ட் பண்ணனும் மேம்.
அது இன்கிரிமென்ட் எப்படி பண்ணுவீங்க? எப்படி பண்ணுவீங்க இன்கிரிமென்ட்? எங்க இன்கிரிமென்ட் பண்ணுவீங்க?
மேம் இந்த கண்டிஷன் ஃபால்ஸ் ஆச்சுனா பண்ணனும் மேம்.
சோ அப்ப ஃபால்ஸ்க்கு எங்க போடுவீங்க? இஃப்ல
else மேம்.
சரி elseல போடுங்க. என்னாச்சு? சோ நீங்க வந்து உங்களோட ஃபார் லூப்ல எப்படி கம்பேர் பண்ணிருக்கீங்கன்னு பாருங்க. நம்ம லெஸ்ஸரான்னு பாக்குறோம்ல. அப்ப நீங்க எந்த அமௌண்ட் என்டர் பண்ணாலும் அது வந்து எல்லாத்த விட கம்மியா இருக்கும். கரெக்ட்டா?
Yes, ma'am.
நீங்க 5 lakhs என்டர் பண்ணீங்கன்னா அந்த 5 lakhs 1.5 lakhs விடவும் கம்மியா இருக்கும், 1.2 விடவும் கம்மியா இருக்கும், 9 lakh விடவும் கம்மியா இருக்கும். கரெக்ட்?
Yes, ma'am.
இதுதான் நான் முன்னாடியே கேட்டேன், ஃபார் லூப்ல நம்ம எப்படி செக் பண்ணணும். சோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் இன்னொரு ப்ராப்ளம் என்னன்னா, ஐ டோன்ட் நோ ஹவ் எவ்ரிபடி டிட். நீங்க வந்து அந்த ஃபார் ஐய வந்து என்ன பண்ணிருக்கீங்க, நீங்க அந்த இன்கம் ஸ்லாப்ல பண்ணிட்டீங்க இல்லையா?
Yes, ma'am.
ரைட். அதுக்கு பதிலா நீங்க வந்து ஒரு ரேஞ்ச் போட்டு 1 to 5 பண்ணீங்கன்னா ஜே எல்லாம் வேண்டாம்ல, ஒரே இண்டெக்ஸை யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம்ல நீங்க.
Okay.
ரைட். இப்ப அதுவே வந்து நீங்க ஐ இன் ரேஞ்ச் 1 to 5, அதாவது 0 to 4, ரைட்? 1 to 5 பண்ணீங்கன்னா அது அப்படிதானே, எப்படி எடுக்கும்? ரேஞ்ச் ஆஃப் 5
0 and 4 வரும்.
சோ இப்ப பண்ணும்போது உங்களுக்கு ஜே வேண்டாமே, நீங்க அந்த ஐ salary less than or equal to ஐ பதிலா ஐக்கு பதிலா என்ன போடணும், இன்கம் ஸ்லாப்ஸ் உடைய ஐ போடணும் இல்லையா? எப்படி நீங்க டாக்ஸ் பெர்சன்டேஜ் ஆஃப் ஐ பண்றீங்களோ இங்க ஜே பண்றீங்களோ, ரைட்? சோ இப்ப அந்த ஃபார் லூப்ல லைன் 4ல இருக்கிற அந்த ஃபார் லூப் என்ன பண்ணும், ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் என்ன இருக்கும், ஐ 0
மேம்,
அப்புறம் 1 இருக்கும், அப்புறம் 2 இருக்கும், அப்புறம் 3 இருக்கும், அப்புறம் 4 இருக்கும். கரெக்டா?
எஸ் மேம்.
அப்போ நீங்க வந்து அந்த salary less than or equal to income slabs of I ன்னு போடணும்ல. புரியுதா உங்களுக்கு?
எஸ் மேம், புரியுது மேம்.
புரியுதா? சோ அப்ப அங்கேயும் நீங்க அப்ப உங்களுக்கு இன்னொரு ஒரு ஜே வேரியபிளே வேண்டாம். கரெக்டா?
எஸ் மேம்.
சோ அது ஒன்னா இருந்ததுன்னா இது பண்ணணும். சோ இப்ப நெக்ஸ்ட் ப்ராப்ளம். சோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் நான் சால்வ் பண்ணிருக்கேன், ஜே வேண்டாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. இன்னொரு ப்ராப்ளம் என்ன பண்ணிருக்கோம் நம்ம, நீங்க லெஸ் தென் ஆர் ஈக்குவல் டு பாக்குறீங்க. கரெக்டா?
எஸ் மேம்.
அது பார்க்கும்போது நீங்க லூப் பண்ணும்போது இட் வில் பி லெஸ் தென் ஆல் 5. நம்ம வந்து 1 lakh என்டர் பண்ணோம்னா அந்த 1 lakh இஸ் லெஸ் தென் ஆல் 5. கரெக்ட்?
எஸ் மேம்.
சோ அப்ப நீங்க அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணும்போது உங்களுக்கு வந்து கரெக்டா ரேஞ்ச் எங்க வருதுன்னு பார்க்கணும் இல்லையா? அப்ப நீங்க பிரேக்காக போட்டிருக்கீங்க, ரைட்? கண்டுபிடிச்சனா பிரேக் பண்றீங்க. கரெக்டா? போட்டிருந்தீங்க முன்னாடி, அப்புறம் எடுத்துட்டீங்க. சோ இப்ப நீங்க the minute you find the ஒரு particular point, இப்ப வந்து உங்களுக்கு salary less than 3 lakhs அது நீங்க பார்த்த உடனேயே அது நீங்க வந்து அந்த டாக்ஸ் பெர்சன்டேஜ் கண்டுபிடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறமா என்ன பண்ணும், பிரேக் பண்ணும். கரெக்ட்?
எஸ் மேம்.
இல்லன்னா பிரிண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு பிரேக் பண்ணும்.
எஸ் மேம்.
கரெக்ட்?
எஸ் மேம்.
சோ அது பிரேக் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா அது திரும்பி இன்னொரு வாட்டி அந்த ஃபார் லூப் குள்ள போகாது. கரெக்ட்?
எஸ் மேம்.
அப்ப நீங்க 1 lakh நீங்க வந்து இப்போ 5 lakh என்டர் பண்ணீங்கன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல வந்து ஃபெயில் ஆகும், ரைட்? அது இப்ப நெக்ஸ்ட்க்கு போகும். அப்ப 6 விட கம்மியா இருக்கிறதுனால அந்த இடத்துக்கு வந்த உடனே அங்க பிரேக் ஆகும். Does it make sense? இப்ப ரன் பண்ணி பாருங்க. அந்த இஃப்க்குள்ள இருக்கணும்ன்றதுனால ஓகே பண்ணுங்க. அதுதான் கரெக்டா இப்போ?
எஸ் மேம்.
ஓகே, இப்போ எல்லாருக்கும் புரிஞ்சுதா இது? எவ்ரிபடி ஃபாலோ இட். புஷ்பா, டிட் யூ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் வாட் இஸ் கோயிங் ஆன் ஹியர்?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so basically what we are trying to do is we are using the for loop to loop through 1 to 5. Correct? We have 5 entries. So you can also do this instead of defining the range. Somebody told about the array length kuda nama vandu we can do it, because here what am I saying? I'm saying it is exactly 5, right? So do you know how to do it without saying exactly 5, and instead of that you can use length of that array. So instead of doing I in range 0, 5, okay, you can say for I in range 0, len of income slabs. Can you change that, Sivakarthika?
Yes, ma'am.
Instead of 5, say len function of the list income slabs. So then if you add one more entry, you don't have to worry about it, changing it. Does that make sense to everybody? So it doesn't matter how many entries you have on the list. It will go through all the entries. That's what that line 4 will do. Any questions? So you can now go ahead and add one more. So maybe add 1 lakh in the beginning if you want. Sivakarthika. Add 1 lakh and add the percentage as 0.02. 0.02. Let's just first for testing it, we'll add 0.02. Now run the code to see how it works. Yeah, run it and enter something which is less than 3 lakhs. Now enter something 50,000. Okay, do you see that now? Did you understand, Sivakarthika?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any questions, Suvita?
No, ma'am.
Suvita, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Saiswaran?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the people who finished, did you do anything different? Better or different or easier? Like if you have any other things that you have done, do you want to share with us? So Krishna, how did you do it?
இப்போ வந்து என்னன்னா இன்கம் டாக்ஸ்ல இருக்கிற லென்த்தும் டாக்ஸ் பெர்சன்டேஜ் இருக்கிற லென்த்தும் ஈக்குவலா இருக்குல்ல மேம். அப்படி இல்லைன்னா இது இண்டெக்ஸ் அவுட் ஆஃப் பவுண்ட் ஆயிடும் மேம். நம்ம பெர்சன்டேஜ் செக் பண்றப்ப
Right. Those are all boundary conditions. I'm okay with it. You can do all the boundary conditions check and all that differently, but I'm talking about the for loop, right? So were you able to do the for loop like this, where you are checking against this income tabs, but you are outputting the tax percentage with the same index? See, we are using I everywhere, correct? For income tabs and for the tax percentage. Did that make sense? Lalita, how about you?
The same, ma'am, but I have added a line here. Instead of print tax of percentage, I have a variable like tax rate is equal to tax percentage of I.
Okay. Yeah, that is okay. But I'm mainly talking about the for loop and the if.
Same, ma'am.
Okay.
But I didn't mention as 0, len of something. I just mentioned as length of something because it automatically takes from 0. That's why.
Okay. Okay. So now that we have this, now Sivakarthika, if we have to now do the calculations within this, right? We have to do the calculations, right? How was the calculation? The calculation said, given the salary, right? The salary has to be multiplied by the tax percentage, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And the salary also goes through the slab system. So meaning if the salary is 2 lakhs for 1 lakh, so remove the 1 lakh here because that we just added, right? Remove the 1 lakh and the 0.02 for now. Okay. So if the salary is less than 3 lakhs, less than or equal to 3 lakhs, you would say salary tax equal to salary times 0.05, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But if it is 5 lakhs, then for the first 3 lakhs, it is 0.05, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then it is whatever is the difference between the 5 lakhs and the 3 lakhs is going to be charged with 0.1, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to now cumulatively add the percentage. So for the first, so if let's say the index is 1, right? Like if you find the match to be the first one, you don't have to add anything extra, correct? So do you know how we can do it? Who wants to do it? Now using the same for loop, we are going to build the next. Instead of just printing the tax percentage, we are going to calculate the tax. How do you think we can write? So help Sivakarthika write that statement. Anybody? So I'm going to pick on people now. So Manikam, what do you think she should do first to calculate the percentage tax?
tax rate is equal to salary into tax percentage of I.
Very good. Okay. So this will be good if it is just less than the first bound, correct? So now if we don't find the match, so for the first time the salary is not matching, so what would you have to do? If you have to go to the second index, what is it that you need to add? Who can answer that? So Manikam explained the first one. I'm going to pick on Jay Kumar. So in the else, what do you think we have to do? So type else here, Sivakarthika.
வேற மெத்தட்ல
Sorry?
வேற மெத்தட் அது வேற மெத்தட்ல சொல்றேன்.
Okay, go ahead.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அந்த லைன் நம்பர் 6க்கு மேல ஒரு லைன் ஆட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க.
Okay. So go ahead and do what Sivakarthika, what Jaykumar wants. Yeah.
Okay.
If I equal to 0, okay. லைன் நம்பர் 7 அப்படியே அந்த 8 7 போட்டுருங்க. நெக்ஸ்ட் எல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட். இல்ல அதுல அந்த எல்ஸ் இப்ப எடுத்துருங்க. அந்த பிரிண்ட் எடுத்துருங்க. அந்த பிரிண்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் தேவையில்ல. இல்ல அந்த அங்க எல்ஸ் போடாதீங்க. லைன் நம்பர் 8ல வந்து எல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் போட்டுருங்க. பிரிண்ட் எடுத்துட்டு. பிரிண்ட் வேணும் அங்க. ஓகே, எல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் tax equal to salary, bracket வந்து salary minus income slabs ஸ்கொயர் பிராக்கெட்ல I-1 போடும். அடுத்து பிராக்கெட்டுக்கு வெளியே ஸ்டார் பிராக்கெட்டுக்கு வெளியே ஸ்டார் டாக்ஸ் பெர்சன்டேஜ் I. பிரேக் வந்து அந்த எஃப் போட்டு வெரி அவுட் ரைஸ். இல்ல ஓகே, எல்ஸ் எடுத்துரும்.
அந்த சின்டாக்ஸ் லைன் 9ல சின்டாக்ஸ் பாருங்க. டாக்ஸ் பெர்சன்டேஜ் பிளஸ் ஐயா
எங்க பிளஸ் ஐ கிடையாது, பிராக்கெட்ல ஐ போடும். ஸ்கொயர் பிராக்கெட்.
So இப்போ இதுல நீங்க என்ன what is your intention? Explain to me what you have done here.
மேம் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து I equal to 0 0 இருந்தா நம்மளோட இந்த ரேஞ்ச் வந்து I equal to 0 0 ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சென்ட்ரியா இருந்தா அங்க வந்து நம்ம வந்து டைரக்டா பெர்சன்டேஜோட மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணா போதும்.
சரி.
அப்படி இல்ல I வந்து கிரேட்டர் தென் இருந்தா நம்ம வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 3000ஓட மைனஸ் பண்ற மாதிரி வரும். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 3 lakhsஓட மைனஸ் பண்ற மாதிரி வரும்.
சரி.
அதனால இந்த salary மைனஸ் அந்த 3 lakhs மைனஸ் பண்ணிட்டு
என்னோட salary வந்து இப்போ 4 lakhs இருந்ததுன்னா நான் எங்க வருவேன்? அந்த எல்ஸ்குள்ள வருவேன். கரெக்ட்டா?
எஸ் மேம்.
அப்போ நான் என்ன சொல்றேன், நீ என்ன சொல்ற, 4000 minus 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs minus 3 lakhs 1 lakh times 0.1 அவ்வளவுதான் என்னோட டாக்ஸா?
ஆமாம்.
இல்லையே.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 3 lakhs. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 3 lakhs.
அது எங்க போச்சு? அந்த கால்குலேஷன் இல்லையே எங்க? Okay, let me ask Pushpa. So now you see the problem, Pushpa. What do you think we have to fix here on line 9?
On line 9, I think ma'am, on line 9, I think since if our salary is not like if it is 4 lakhs minus 1, like then I think tax percentage. I'm not able to understand this statement, ma'am. Else.
Okay. Did you solve the income tax problem, Pushpa?
Yes, ma'am. I have solved.
Okay. So in the income tax problem, as the salary goes above and above, right?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
happens to the tax calculation?
As the salary goes above and above, our this thing also, like income tax also increases.
Increases. So the income tax will be, if let's say my salary is 1.13 lakhs, let's say, right? Then
Okay.
my tax would be 3 lakhs times 0.05 plus 6 minus 3 lakhs, 6 lakhs minus 3 lakhs times 0.1 plus 9 lakhs minus 6 lakhs times 0.15 plus 12 lakhs minus 9 lakhs times 0.2 plus 15 lakhs minus my salary times 0.3, correct? Something like
Yes,
that.
Yeah.
Right? So what are you doing in each? So as the for loop, what is the for loop doing to us? It's going to keep going up and up and up.
Yeah.
Correct? So
Yeah.
what do you have to keep building then as the cumulative tax? So there is a cumulative tax you're going to accumulate, and then you're going to only do the calculation for the difference. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you have to keep the cumulative tax as you loop through, you need another variable, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So how would you write that? So when the array is, let's say 3 lakhs, right? What will be the cumulative tax if you go beyond that? The cumulative tax would be the income slabs of I times tax percentage of I, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we need to write that, right? Okay. Go ahead and tell me how would you write it? And where would you write it?
In the else part, like tax equals to, I think we have to put plus.
Okay. Who else knows how to do it? Anybody? Any volunteers? Raise your hand.
Ma'am, I have an idea, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, இந்த எல்ஸ் பார்ட்ல வந்து ஒரு ஃபார் லூப் யூஸ் பண்ணா கரெக்ட்டா இருக்குமா?
No for loop. You already have one for loop. We don't need one more for loop.
இல்ல மேம், இது எப்படி சொல்றது மேம்? இப்ப 12 lakhs கொடுக்குறாங்க சொன்னீங்க மேம். இப்ப 12 lakhs கொடுத்துட்டாங்கன்னா அதுல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 3 lakhs வந்து நம்ம மைனஸ் பண்ணிடணும்.
Okay, so let me do this. One thing, let's do this. Sivakarthika, did you have the income tax problem solved in the if else statements? Do you have that code, or you don't have it?
புரியல மேம்.
Do you solve the income tax problem before without the for loop?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So who solved the income tax problem? Who solved the income tax problem properly with all the if loops? Somebody did it. I remember. Jaykumar, you have it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you share your screen? Because I think you people are getting confused because you're not thinking through what happens with the if code. Because it's just matter of translating that into the for loop. So can you open up your code and share your screen? And
stop பண்ணிக்கலாம்.
Here, can you copy this for loop and put that in the chat for Jaykumar? Just the for loop, the line 4 to line 11, whatever you have. Just put it in the chat. Sivakarthika, you can stop sharing the screen.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, we can see your screen, Jaykumar. So first of all, show me your if statements, how you have. I think you also have age and all that, right? Okay. Okay, so let's take age is less than 60 for now. Okay, so can you copy the for loop that, did you put it in the chat, Sivakarthika? Can you add it to the chat, the for loop? And Jaykumar, please copy the for loop in line 31. Okay.
Okay.
So can you copy that and paste it here, Jaykumar? Okay, so now we are going to, you only have three different slabs, correct? Yeah, just comment that out for now. Okay, so your list is different, right? Where is your list? Oh, copy that line 38 and 39 that you have. Sorry, and you can change the names to match what we have in the for loop and if loop. You can change your variables to slabs and tax underscore per. Yeah, put that above the for loop. Okay. With slabs. And also the for loop you have to change. Slabs. And you have to also indent the stuff a little bit. Slabs. So line 32, can you indent that? Okay, so first of all, we don't have to do anything specific to I0. I know somebody wanted to add that, we added it, that's fine. So what is the what is it that you have to do? As I said, right, as the range increases, you have to put cumulative tax, right? So why don't you, Jaykumar, create a variable called cumulative tax in line 29, after line 29, just a variable. Equal to 0 first to start with. Okay, enter. So your tax is going to be always, so remove that line 34, we don't need it to be when it is 0. Okay, so anytime you find the match, your tax will be the cumulative tax plus taxable income times. So can you change that, remove line 34, 35 and 36? Delete all those, right? And you're saying, if I find a match, right? If my income is less than or equal to the current slab, my tax will be equal to cumulative tax plus. So the line 35, change it, tax equal to cumulative tax plus right? Right. So what is your taxable income? So taxable income minus slabs of I minus 1, right? That's what you were doing, correct? Times, put it in the parenthesis, the taxable income minus slabs of I minus 1, put it in a parenthesis. No. The parenthesis should start in taxable, before taxable income. Times tax underscore per star tax underscore per. Right? Else, yeah, else cumulative tax equal to cumulative tax plus it's the slabs of I minus slabs of I minus 1 times, so again put it in parenthesis, slabs of I minus slabs of I minus 1, put it in parenthesis, tax per of I. So what are we doing here? I know if it is the first index, it won't work, but what are we doing here? Can you explain what I just explained, Jaykumar? The else also do indentation for the else on line 36. Line 36 else should be indented. Yeah, the break should be when I completed my tax calculation. So the break should be within 35, after 35. Okay. Can anybody explain what I'm trying to do here? So Daniel, I know you just joined. Can you tell me what happened here? What will happen here?
The program, ma'am.
Yeah. In this if else statement, what happened?
Taxable income lesser than slab IR இருந்துச்சுன்னா cumulative tax taxable income வந்து இதுக்கு முன்னாடி உள்ள ஸ்லாப் மைனஸ் பண்ணி டாக்ஸால மல்டிப்ளை பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கும். cumulative tax.
Okay. So in the else, what will happen?
இப்போ ஒருவேளை taxable income வந்து greater than slab ஐயா இருந்துச்சுன்னா cumulative taxல வந்து cumulative tax plus இதுக்கு முந்தின ஸ்லாபையும் இப்போ ப்ரெசென்ட்ல உள்ள ஸ்லாபையும் மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணி சப்ராக்ட் பண்ணி அந்த டாக்ஸ் எல்லாம் மல்டிப்ளை பண்றோம்.
Okay, so now in line 28 and 29, can you add one list called 0? Jaykumar, 0 add பண்ணுங்க first item. அந்த 2.5 lakhsக்கு முன்னாடி 0 போடுங்க. அங்கேயும் 0 போடுங்க, அங்கேயும் 0 போடுங்க. Okay, so இப்போ வந்து let's walk through a program. Okay, so let's pick Pushpa. Okay, so Pushpa, now let's say without running the program, I want you to walk me through what will happen if I enter input as 1 lakh. Can you tell me what will happen if the program is going through 1 lakh calculation, what will happen in the first time in the for loop?
If we enter, if I enter, sorry ma'am, if we enter 1 lakh, it will add 2,000, 2,50,000, those additional amount to this thing, and it will give it will give us the cumulative amount, ma'am.
No, that's not what I asked you. I asked you, I want you to be the computer and go through the for loop for me. So line 32, it will come, the code will come to line 32, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what will be I first?
I will be 0, ma'am.
Okay, so then it will go to line 33, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me, I want you to go through as if you are the program. That's how I want you to walk me through. So my taxable income is 1 lakh. Keep going.
Yes,
so what will happen in the first if statement? What will be compared? What is I?
I is 0, ma'am.
Okay. So what
From
will be
0
compared in 33?
Is 0 is less than or equal to taxable income is less than or equal to 0, ma'am.
Okay, what is taxable income? I just told you what. Sorry?
1 lakh, ma'am.
1 lakh.
Taxable income.
So line 33, it will say is 1 lakh less than or equal to 0, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then what will happen? It will go to the else statement.
Else statement.
Okay, so here when we go to the else statement, if it is for the first one, we don't want it to happen. Because for the first one, there is no previous row, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is why I try to add the value of 0 and try to explain that. So now, if let's say in line 28 and 29, can you remove the 0? Jaykumar? Remove the 0. Okay, so now walk me through, Pushpa. So what will happen now? When I come to line 32, what will happen? The range, the first I will be 0, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I will be 0. Then if our taxable income is 1 lakh, then if it is less than or equal to I, sales slab, I is nothing but in 2,50,000.
Okay, so what will happen the line 33? Would if be condition be true?
Yes, ma'am. Less than or no, ma'am. It's not. It don't satisfy the condition.
Why? What is taxable income?
1 lakh, ma'am.
What is lapse of 0?
It will satisfy the condition, ma'am. Sorry.
Yes. Okay. So then it will go into line 35. So what does line 35 do? Tell me how will line 35 work? Tax equals cumulative tax. What is cumulative tax? 0.
Cumulative 0, ma'am.
0 plus, okay.
0 plus taxable income is 1 lakh. 1 lakh minus or like I minus 1 is nothing but in 2,50,000.
No, I is 2,50,000. There is no I minus 1 here, correct?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
minus 1 doesn't exist. So for the first condition, we need to not have this formula. So that line 35 should be within an if saying only if I is greater than 0, you will do that. So Jay Kumar, can you change that line 35? Put an if statement before line 35. Okay. If I is greater than 0, colon, the calculation that you have. Else, what do you do? Else, break should always be there. Break, don't indent the break. Break is outside, please. Take off the break. Break should be after the else. The else should be before the break. Else should be before the break. See, I am trying to do the calculation of line 35 separately, not the break. Break is always there. Break didn't change. The calculation changed, correct? If I is greater than 0, I'm going to use this calculation. Else, after line 35, press enter and type in else, please. Else, if it is satisfying the first one itself, then what will be my tax? My tax equal to whatever my taxable income times tax per I. Because if it is 1 lakh, the 1 lakh times 0.05, correct?
0.05, yes, ma'am.
Yes. So please put that in. Star tax per I. So now when you are going through Pushpa, if I is, so what will happen? Your if statement satisfied, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then the second if will fail, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Because your I is 0. So you will come to else. And what will your else say? Tax equal to?
Tax will 1 lakh
times
0.5.
0.5. That is your tax. Make sense? And then what will happen? It will break.
Break.
Yes, and it will come out. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now let Krishna, you now walk through the way Pushpa did for the value of 3 lakhs. Tell me how the whole for loop will work. What will happen in line 32 first? The taxable income is 3 lakhs. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to explain now.
Yeah, go ahead and explain. Tell me if you are running this code, you are the program. You are the debugger for me.
Okay. For I in range, first it takes 0.
Okay.
And comes to the if condition 33rd line. Taxable income is less than or equal to slab of I means less than or equal to slab of 0. I mean 2,50,000, ma'am.
Okay.
It is satisfied.
So what will it be true or false?
Yeah, taxable amount
3 lakhs. Taxable income is 3 lakhs.
No, ma'am. False, ma'am.
So then where will it come?
Line
40. Okay. So line 40, what will happen?
Line 40 வந்து cumulative amount வந்து என்ன இருக்குன்னா cumulative amount is equal to cumulative cumulative tax equal to cumulative tax plus இந்த இடத்துல ஏன் இப்படி போட்டுருக்காங்கன்னா அந்த அமௌண்ட்டோட ஆட் பண்ணிக்கிறதுனால இப்படி போட்டுருக்காங்க.
Okay. Again here there is no I minus 1, correct? In line 41, I use slabs of I minus 1. So is there a slabs of I minus 1 for us exist? Okay. So again, we need to, the way we did in line 34, we need to also separate out the logic here. If I is greater than 0, only then this calculates. Correct? Yes, so can you add that, Jay Kumar, the same if statement that we have? So put it before line 41 and indent that. Then else, what will be the else statement for this? It would be just else should be indented back. Cumulative tax equal to cumulative tax plus whatever the 2.5 times 0.05, right? So slabs of I times tax per I. Correct? So now, Krishna, so what will happen now in your else statement? You will come to else statement. So what will you see? Is I greater than 0?
Sorry. Not one. I is not a greater than 0, man.
So it will come to else. So what will be the cumulative tax?
It's the
Oh, one second. Slabs times tax per of I. Slabs of I. You already have slabs of I. You just have to put tax underscore per of I. So now what will happen, Krishna, in the else statement? What will be the cumulative tax? To start with, it was 0, correct? In line 30, you initialized 0. So it will be cumulative tax will be 0 plus what?
0 plus slabs of I means 2,50,000, ma'am. 2,50,000. 2,50,000 times into tax per I means 0.5%, ma'am.
Okay. So it will be some value.
Yes, ma'am. It's added to cumulative value and assigned to cumulative tax, ma'am.
Okay. So now what will happen? It will go back into the for loop again.
Go back to for loop again, ma'am.
Okay. What will be I now?
I will raise 1, ma'am, now.
1. So now what will happen? If taxable income less than or equal to slab side.
No, ma'am. False, ma'am. Sorry. Yes, true, ma'am.
Okay. So ulla pogum. So now what will happen in line 34? Is I greater than 0?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. True, ma'am. So it comes to tax, 35th line, ma'am. Tax is equal to cumulative amount is some amount
already calculated.
Yes, ma'am. Already calculated. Taxable income is 3
lakhs.
Yes, 3 lakhs minus slabs of 5 minus 1 means if you want to minus the previous amount, ma'am, 2,50,000. So you minus 2,50,000 is minus taxable 3 lakhs or minus பண்றாங்க minus பண்ணோம்னா நமக்கு ஒரு 50,000 இருக்கும் 50,000 into tax per I means 0.2% ஓட மல்டிப்ளை பண்றாங்க.
ஓகே.
அத வந்து cumulative tax ஓட ஆட் பண்ணிடுறாங்க. cumulative taxல வந்து நமக்கு 3,000 இருக்கும். 3,000.
So now what will happen after that?
taxல வந்து அசைன் ஆயிடும் ஃபைனலா ஒரு அமௌண்ட். அதுக்கப்புறம் திருப்பி நம்ம வந்து அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து பிரேக் ஆயிடும்.
Very good. Yes, it will break, right? So now, Jaykumar, can you put print statements for the cumulative tax in the for loop? Just put right outside the for loop. Yeah, you can even put it in the beginning of the for loop, like before line 33 if you want. Just put a print of the cumulative tax so that you will understand what is happening to the cumulative tax as it loops through. Does it make sense? Yeah, just do an output here of print the cumulative tax. So now Saiswaran, if let's say I put the I give the input as 6 lakhs, how many times will we go through the loop?
Some 3 times, no.
3 times. Okay, makes sense. So we can also do one thing as you can also print I if you want. So you can see how it is going through the loop each time. Okay. Or you can do it in a debug mode and you can see the values. Anything works, right? I'm just giving you examples. So any questions on what we have done here? Does it make sense? Any questions? So now let's run the program, Jaykumar. and try to give different outputs. And Pushpa, you give him what you want to check for.
$4 lakhs, ma'am.
Okay.
No.
So type in 4 lakhs as the salary. Age, just give less than 60 because you, Jaykumar, I know you have different logic for different age groups, right? And we only fix the one that is less than 60. So what happened here?
Cumulative tax 0, it's showing.
So cumulative tax was 12,500. Where is, oh, we didn't print tax, sorry. Can you print also tax? Oh, taxable amount is how much? Can you print tax also? After the for loop, print the tax. Just the tax. Yeah, and maybe add some, say, taxes or something so that we know that it is printing tax. So is that calculate? So we'll have to verify if the tax calculation is correct, right? So if you put 4 lakhs, it should be 3 lakhs times whatever, and then plus the 1 lakh times, correct? Okay, so let's run the program again. $4 lakhs is what she wanted, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So did it calculate correctly? I don't know. Somebody check. So now try to give even a bigger amount than the second one. I don't know what your ranges were. What was the range, the second range, Jaykumar? Was it 5 lakhs or what was it? 5 lakhs, right? So give 6 lakhs then. So then for this, the cumulative tax should be 3 times, correct? It should go through the loop 3 times. Yeah? Good? Do you guys see the thing? You're basically adding the tax, cumulative tax, and you're only doing the difference between the slab and this. So Jaykumar, did you understand what we did? Any questions?
No.
Okay, Lalita, how about? Lalita? Is Lalita still there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any questions? Did you understand what we did? Does it make sense?
Yes, ma'am, understood.
Okay, so basically you're keep on adding as you are going into the next bracket, you're keeping tabs of the cumulative tax so that you can just add it and get to the next slab, right? So I think with the electricity bill also you have similar concept, right? Is it not? You have different slabs, right? Even in electricity bill, is that correct, Krishna? You did electricity, right? Okay, so can you use the similar logic and solve the electricity bill problem also?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so now do you see we didn't repeat any of the code, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Does this make sense now? So if we have to add new slabs, new tax percentage, all we have to do is update the arrays, correct? And if you have different slabs and different tax percentage for different age groups, like Jayakumar did, you can use the appropriate slabs array, correct? You can even check within this range, is the age greater than 60, then use the slabs of 60, less than 60, and use the slabs greater than 60 based on what the age group is, right? You can do everything within that for loop. Does that make sense to everyone? I don't know if you are understanding or not. If you don't ask me questions or give me any positive or negative feedback, I don't know if you are following. Hari Prasanna, does this make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So now, do you all know how while loop works? Who knows about while loop? What is while loop? Anyone knows?
கண்டினியூஸா ரன் ஆகும் மேம் இன்ஃபினிட் டைம்ஸா நமக்கு
Until
கண்டிஷன் நம்மளோட until our கண்டிஷன் வந்து பிரேக் ஆகிற வரைக்கும் ரன் ஆகும் மேம்.
it will keep running, right? So if let's say I'm asking you to do the same thing using while loop, how would you do it?
நம்மளோட salary amount வந்து 0 ஆகிற வரைக்கும் பண்ணலாம் மேம்.
So you did a break somewhere, correct? Where did you do the break?
Break ma'am.
Right?
நம்மளோட tax amount calculate பண்ணுறது.
So wherever you are breaking, that is the point for breaking out of while loop, correct? Correct? So now let's say if I am, maybe Jayakumar, since you are sharing, I'm going to just make use of your syntax. See, if you say, so can you write here for I in range, you already have for I in range, right? So can you just copy line 32 and line 33, please? And paste it somewhere else, like, after this, or maybe before. I want to have like a separate code, which I want to show you how while loop works. Okay. So if you have a for loop, right? For I, maybe just put 0,5 instead of length of slabs, just put 5, range 0,5. Okay. So let's say before this line 1, I'm going to get a number, input number from a person. So get a input saying enter your number between 1 to 5. Let's keep it simple. Okay. So the input number is the user will enter a number between 1 to 5. Okay. So now what do I have to do when I'm looping for, if I have to find out the specific I, index of I, right? What will I do? I will say if number equal to I in line 3, if number equal to I, equal to I, print I, let's say. Print index is I. Okay. And I'm going to break. If I find a match in if, so can you indent line 4 and put also a break, please? So what will happen here now? So let me ask somebody who didn't answer before. Daniel, what will happen if I enter the line number 2?
மேம் நம்ம ரேஞ்சில இருக்க வரைக்கும் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிட்டே வரும்.
இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிட்டே வரும். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து I என்ன இருக்கும்? 0 இருக்கும், ரைட்? சோ நம்பர் வந்து நான் 2 என்டர் பண்ணனா is that matching?
ஆமா.
No. So it will go to the next loop, next range. So அந்த மாதிரி போயிட்டு எப்ப நிக்கும்? When my number is 2, number is 2 இருக்கும்போது நிக்கும். கரெக்ட்டா? So let's run this program. Right. So can you run this program, Jayakumar? And enter the input as 2. Index is 2. 3 enter panna, index will be 3. Correct? Okay. So now what has happened? It is breaking once it finds a match in the for loop. Correct? I can even put an else statement here. So can you put an else statement and say index is not matching. Comma I, colon, comma I. So every time it comes to else, it's going to print this statement, correct? So keep so run the program again and give the value as 2. So what happened here? It ran twice, and it for the 2 times it ran 3 times, but for the first 2 times it went into else, correct? The time it went into the if, we had a break, so it came out, correct? Yes. So now if I, instead of writing a for loop, if I have to write it as a while loop, who knows how to write this? Anyone know how to write it? Write it the same thing. What is happening? I want it in a while loop. I want the same exact output.
While less than equal to.
So keep this code. Don't change this code, Jay Kumar. Write it in the separate. Yeah. While. Number.
5 வரை செக் பண்ணனும்னால சோ less than equal to 5 வரைக்கும்.
No, that's not our condition. When did we break?
Oh, equal or
not so
equal,
what
not equal to, not equal to. Sorry.
So while number not equal to
not
I,
equal to
I and I வந்து நம்ம initialize பண்ணோம். For loop ல என்ன ஆகும்? For loop it automatically initializes to 0, correct? But in while loop you don't have anything, right? You are the one who is defining. So you can start I equal to 0, correct? And say while number not equal to I, what are you doing? Print. Print index is not matching, right?
Yes, ma'am. Print index is not matching. இப்போ வந்து இந்த அதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன பண்ணணும்? I is equal to I plus 1.
So do that then. I equal to I plus 1.
I plus 1.
So now what will happen? When it matches, it will come out of the while loop, right?
Yes.
So then what do you have to do?
நம்மளோட நம்பர் பிரிண்ட் பண்ணனும். I ஓட வேல்யூ பிரிண்ட்
பண்ணனும். Index is correct. Index is I. No, index அதே நம்ம இந்த ifல என்ன போட்டோமோ அதே தான் போட போறோம். இங்க for loopல போட்டதே தான். Because remember I said I want you to match the output. Okay, so let's run it now and see what if it is same. Same vandada? Is it matching? The output? It's matching.
Yes,
correct?
Yes,
so now what will happen in the for loop? We restricted to index 5, correct? But now let's say run the code and write and give the number as 6. So run the program, give the number as 6. So what happened in the for loop? The for loop did not handle 6 because it didn't type index is 6, right? It stopped at 5 and it came out of the for loop. Do you guys see that? It went from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and that's it. It came out because it never matched the index. But in the while loop, we didn't give any restriction, right? We did not say it has to be less than 5, correct? So what happened in the while loop? Until it found the match, it kept going in the while loop. Saiswaran, do you see that? The difference between for loop and while loop, what happened here?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So when you don't know how many times you have to repeat, you have to use while loop, because you are doing something until a specific condition is met. That is when you will use while loop, because if both of them are going to do only less than 5, I can use a for loop, right? If I know the specific number of times, I can easily do a for loop. But sometimes I may not know what the restriction is. I am going to run something until I meet a certain condition. That is when you will use while loop. Did that make, do you understand the difference between for and while now? When to use while? Yes? No? Maybe? Hari Prasanna, yes? No?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
maybe? Yes. So
Yes,
why are you not responding? Please respond.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So that is what is while loop. So you can also do, you don't have to only use for loop, right? You can also use while loop. See, don't you think while is easier to code than for loop? Like right now, look at the code that we have here. Which one do you think is simpler in this particular logic?
While loop.
While loop is simpler, right? So even the income tax problem, you can solve it with while loop. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Anytime you're going to break something and you're not doing it multiple times, you can also use a while loop. So that might be something you can also try. You don't have to use a for loop, but you still need an index to range, right? That's why we were focusing on the for loop in the income tax problem, because their for loop makes sense because there is a specific subset. But for problems where it is not defined exactly, a while loop might be a best example to use, best statement to use. Okay. So I think we ran out of time now. We'll just go through, at least what you learned in this. I feel like we didn't do much, but I don't know how you feel. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Daniel, what do you think? How did this class go?
Yes, ma'am. It went nice. I understand what is a while loop and how to solve the problem.
Okay. Hari Prasanna?
Ma'am, while loop understand ma'am. Easier.
Okay. Did you understand the for loop that we did with the income tax?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Jay Kumar?
Ma'am, for loop and while loop not understand.
Okay. Krishna?
Ma'am, shall I stop sharing?
Yeah, you can stop sharing. Thank you, Jay Kumar. Okay. Manikam?
அந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் எப்படி ஃபாலோ வச்சு ரன் பண்ணலாம், while loop எப்படி ஃபங்க்ஷன் பண்ணும்.
Okay, Suvita?
for loop வச்சு எப்படி கால்குலேட் பண்ணலாம்னு கத்துக்கிட்டேன் மேம். while loop எப்படி ரன் ஆகுதுன்னு கத்துக்கிட்டேன்.
Okay. Lalita?
Ma'am, learned how to handle with arrays and difference between the for loop and while loop, ma'am.
Okay. Sivakarthika?
மேம் ஃபார் லூப் வச்சு எப்படி ப்ரோக்ராம் ஷார்ட்டா எழுதலாம்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஈஸியா புரிஞ்சுச்சு மேம்.
Okay. Pushpa?
Ma'am, I had understood the for loop very well, and I have now I am able to figure out I can compare the for loop and while loop, how it both will run.
Okay. Pushpa?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah, Pushpa. Oh, I think I just got Saiswaran. Sorry, I was just going through the list.
Difference between for loop and while loop to understand. அது வந்து ஒவ்வொரு கண்டிஷனுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி யூஸ் ஆகுன்றது.
Okay. The main thing is I wanted you all to understand the thing that you wrote with different if else, how to using arrays, make it simpler, right? The code, the lines of code, 10 or 20 lines, we made it into one for loop, correct? I want you to understand how we were building the cumulative tax. So I want everybody to complete your coding using for loop and arrays. Okay. Whether it is electricity problem or whether it is income tax problem, I want you to solve it and make it a workable code and submit it to your mentor so that they can look at it. Okay. Please do that. And then if you have enough time, maybe change the for loop to while loop also and try it out if you have time. Again, I'm not going to give that as a compulsory exercise, but your homework would be to change your code, because not everybody completed it during the session, right? I want every one of you to make your program a workable using for loop and arrays. So for example, Jaykumar, you had all the age restriction, right? Make sure you complete your entire program using for loop and arrays. You can have different arrays for your less than 65 and greater than 65, correct? But you have to solve the problem. And I think there is also a condition where it can be greater than the upper bound, right? Then you may have to handle that. So make sure you complete your coding using the arrays. Now that you have a good understanding of how for loop works, how the cumulative tax works, how the list work, you should be able to complete that. Okay. Any questions, please make sure you either talk to each other or talk to your mentors, or you can post a question for me and we can do that, right? And I think during this class, I also made you the code, right? I think I kind of like, this was the first time I said, if you are the program, how would you go through these steps, right? That's very important for you to understand, right? So when you do that, more than using the debug, you will be able to understand how the program works. It's like walking through a flow chart, right? Or walking through your lines of code. You have to do that. You should be able to understand, okay, when I'm going through the for loop, what will be the first value? Then within that for loop, if I have an if and else, where will the code go? If I'm entering my input is this, right? When you can think like that, you will be able to fix your code. That's what I did, right? If the index is 1, we realize there is no I minus 1, correct? So unless you walk through like that, you won't be able to write correct code. Because what will happen if you don't do that? You will get runtime error, right? It will say there is no I minus 1, it's out of bound. You can also find it like that. But a good exercise would be, as you are writing the code, think about what will happen if the index is 0. What will happen if the index is more, right? So when you have that good understanding, you will be able to write better code and not have many errors. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions, anyone? Okay, that's all then. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you all next week. Okay.